And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our official first episode of Tell Me I'm the Greatest podcast. And we are your hosts, including myself and Travis Bagent. And we have amazing guests that on his way to Turkey. Travis, if you can introduce our guests properly.
Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube world, welcome Todd Zilla to the show. Todd Zilla, how are you today? All right, that's fucked up already.
Todd, how are you doing?
Is this guy with us or what we got?
I'm good.
Oh, okay, I can hear. What's up, young man? How are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, that seems a little ghetto on my screen there, Artem. Are we good or are we did he say something and then I heard his lips move and 8 seconds later,
No.
I heard the
It's all
audio.
good. It's West Virginia connection. We're good as far as I'm concerned. If you want, I'll take from there. So, hey, Todd,
We're in this part of West Virginia.
Okay.
They don't sell that anywhere else in America.
I have not seen a furry bottle like that. You're right. Todd, you and your car, what's going on?
We're driving to Dulles Airport to get a nonstop flight to Istanbul.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. You're like 40 minutes from my house once you get here. That's crazy.
Hell, we should have just waited 40 minutes and done it in your kitchen.
Yeah, where are you at this exact moment?
I was trying to figure that out. We're on 79. We're right outside Fairmont.
Oh, yeah. So you're 2.5 hours from the airport, I would imagine, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you would have to veer a little bit off, but still, that's awesome. That's crazy. And that's funny you say that because when I looked at the tickets to Istanbul, one of the deciding factors was how easy it was for me to drive right to Dulles and get that that direct flight. So small world there. That's awesome. Well,
yeah, last time I flew out of Chicago, that's like 8 hours from my house. So I'll stop by your house in August when they invite me back.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So first of all, I think that we should, Artem, we're going to not really recap, but we're going to talk about the East versus West, have a quick recap on that. And then we also want to talk about, I just saw today that you had, I don't know, maybe it was just audio, but it was on Facebook and it was audio of someone asking you about your recent visit and your time with Devon in Canada. And last but not least, we want to talk about John Brzenk and the future match maybe between you and John and, me trying my best to be a big part of that. So Artem, how much time do we have from now until 5:45?
We have exactly 43 minutes, Travis, so you can
43 minutes. So 14 minutes. Every 14 minutes, I need you to let me know.
I'm on it. That's
all right. Nice. All right. So first, 14 minutes here, Todd. Tell me about your opponent, what you know about him, how you feel currently, and what you think your chances are in Turkey this weekend.
I like my chances. I don't know much about him. He's a young, good-looking kid. He's taller than I am. Trains with Levon. He's got some kind of devastating top roll, but his hand doesn't look as strong as the rest of his arms. But I like it because I plan to go into the straps with him and let him, if he needs all my wrists, he can have it. But I plan to get the match in the straps, transfer the match to the elbow, and I like it once the match goes inside. So I feel pretty good.
Gotcha. Okay, so I've done a tiny bit of research, especially once we found out that this was possibly going to happen. And listen, this dude looks like a bad fucking dude to me. Like,
yes,
I mean,
Engen doesn't set me up with cupcakes.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think we can both agree that ever since I gave Engen a lashing about trying to set the Americans up, that he has done a better job of not what I consider trying to feed you guys straight to the wolves. But this guy, I've seen 2 clips, and you tell me is this just an ironic 2 clips, or is there any substance behind these 2 clips? One of these clips is this guy actually pulling with Levon. And what appears to me is Levon has allowed him to get the little something. Levon has sacrificed and set down both his feet in front of him, and he's just tightening up with his lat and letting this kid bang on him. But it looks really impressive because we know, or at least we don't know, but we assume how amazing Levon is. The second clip that I seen was him and Prudnick in the after pool. Were you right there when that took place?
I wasn't on stage when they pulled, but I was at that event.
Right. Okay. So with me seeing those 2 clips, am I right to say, oh shit, this could be some trouble?
Oh yeah, top rollers give me trouble anyways. I'm not even going to contest his top roll. I'm going to let that. I've seen lots of him and Levon pulling. The clip you saw with him and Prudnick, what I saw was once they got the straps, Prudnick was even able to hook him, from the beginning. I don't plan to hook off the beginning. I plan to let him have the hit, let him have his top roll, take me to 11 o'clock. As long as I can just keep my knuckles up, I just want the match to stop and then grind it out from there. There's also matches of him pulling Sasho, and there's matches of him. He had like a rivalry with some other dude where they showed him like pulling each other, like from the time they were 16 on up, where they were in the 60 kilogram class all the way up to like the 90 kilogram class. So I've seen quite a few videos of him, but he's definitely got a big high knuckle, leads with his wrist top roll, which always gives me trouble. But then again, he's also not a super heavyweight dude either. So, I like my chances. I'm not underestimating him by no means. I'm not showing off, but
I think that the arm wrestling world would consider that you have a thought out system, and that you are maybe slightly ahead of the curve when it comes to building strength and or side pressure in the sport of arm wrestling. Do you agree with that perception?
I believe I have a methodical way of getting stronger that's easily explained to folks. So I think I might have a outsized reputation for what I can do, but I believe the way I figured out how I have a lot more follow people who put training videos out. It's always hard, but it's hard to me how the hell he came up with that. It always sounds to me like he's just doing stream of consciousness stuff. Michael Todd's videos are they're very detailed, oriented training videos, but he trains unlike any way he pulls. I try to explain my training, say I pull this way, so I train this way. I think it's just easier. I think I have a better way of explaining it than say other folks do.
So where I was going with that question was, I do believe that perception is there, that you have a methodical approach to either side pressure, strength gaining, somehow winning the match with or without your hand. What I believe that, and I don't know if it's correct or not, but have you advanced your setup in the strap, or maybe even not even possibly in the strap, but I felt like you at times in the past were a little more exposed at the beginning of the match than I feel like you are now. So Are you consciously trying to protect your hand differently than in the past, or am I just reading into things?
No. When you are absolutely right. And the epiphany came when WAL moved me from middleweight to super heavyweight. I couldn't once I was in super heavyweight, the geometry changed so much that I couldn't get away with a lot of I could be a little sloppier at middleweight just because I was stronger than them. But once I got to super heavyweight, I didn't have that advantage anymore. So now I'm the shortest, smallest guy in the class. So I had to change my setup, and basically I'm not so offensive anymore. I'm more of a defensive puller off the go, and pulling with the super heavyweights is what, like, especially to go in and pull against Matt Mask, because Matt Mask is like tailor made to beat me. So I knew I wasn't going to just jump in and hook him right off go. He was going to win go, he was going to win the height, and he was going to win back pressure. So in order to compete with Matt Mask and Marcio and those guys, I had to change how I pulled, which means if I ever went back to middleweight, I would be like Kane Blue Lightning at 200 pounds again, because with like, you guys ain't shit compared to those big guys.
Well, that's so Artem, did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
If you ever decide to move up to the super heavyweights, you should focus on hooking everyone better than you could at the middleweight, which to me sounds absolutely nuts to me.
Hey,
but
I
it shows.
I did that to you a couple of weeks ago. I like this plan. I like this.
It's totally like there's no middleweight can actually take that advice. And that advice would be, listen, when I was pulling in my class, I was very exposed. But as soon as them motherfuckers moved me up, I decided I'm fucking hooking everybody. Regardless of any fucking situation. And just so you heard that correctly, middleweights, Todd Huthcings just made a complete mockery of ever actually joining your class again. And that's I heard that as well. So that is good shit right there. That's the type of shit that we need from our guests. 100%.
It adds that actual badassery. But plus, you also don't know. You've always been hiding with all those big dudes that hook you anyway. And that's why Todd is saying, like, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and hook you big guys because that's where you want to go. And, there's less trouble in there. Now, I'm hoping that Todd's screen will unfreeze in a couple of seconds. Yo,
Todd, don't say a fucking word from now on. We'll just pretend that you're still on the fucking podcast for the entire time.
That sentence was so badass that his connection is still can recover from that. Hey, well, meanwhile, Todd is figuring out. Hey, Todd, if you can still hear us, we cannot see you. So if you want to update your thing, I will read a couple of super chats.
And not only that, I'd like to say a couple things too. Anybody that gives us a $50 super chat today will receive in the mail a signed Toddzilla t-shirt. This happens to be a big double X, but you can see it right here. Toddzilla, once he unfreezes, if in fact he does, he can verify that these shirts were signed by him here in West Virginia. We got about 25 of them left. So anybody that $50 super chats or more, leave your address as well, and we will get this over to you. Free shipping.
All right. Are you shipping? Are you going to go in the post office and ship them?
I am actually going to ship at least the first about 15 orders. I'll probably stop it after that.
I got you. I got you. I got the whole setup, so it will be easier for me. But all right, guys, there are a couple of super chats. That's funny that you said that Todd has to confirm it. I remember a couple of years ago, I asked you like, "Hey, dude, can you sign like bunch of whatever I asked you to sign?" You're like, "Dude, you know my signature. As long as you give me $2 from every purchase money you're gonna make, I'm good." So yeah, if you ever see me handing out to you something signed by either Devon or Travis, you better double check. I was given permission. Uh, Matt, Tickle My Limits Larratt with $4.99 super chat. 3 of my favorites out there. Love this show. Thank you, Matt. We love you as well. Canadian
I cannot say that anyone who has that handle necessarily has my love. I can tell you that I appreciate the super chat, but I don't know if I'm in love yet.
I've met Matt, and he's a real person from Florida. He's on the raft path with that handle, but he's a straight dude. He's a good dude in real life. It's kind of like you and your arm wrestling fans jokes. You know what I mean? We have our mistakes, but it's all going to be good by the end of the day.
And next off, I'm not sure what kind of deal that you have negotiated on our behalf, but today I received that hit my Cash App. My Cash App.
You getting the Cash App before me?
Oh, my Cash App blew up today thanks to Mr. Primal Beef Jerky right here. Primal Beef Jerky blew up the Cash App today. So I guess you must have negotiated some sort of a settlement there for the show.
I didn't want to tell you anything because I didn't know you're going to hit your Cash App before mine. So again, it goes to show you, no matter how hard I work, because you have the name, you're going to get all the good stuff before that. But yes, since you got that, I'm assuming 5-figure check in your Cash App, that we are officially sponsored by Primal Beef Jerky, guys, which is the world best jerky at this point, and you guys gonna get a discount.
Tell me I'm the great.
I bet you guys gonna get amazing discount once you go to the description of this episode, and we're gonna do a lot more stuff. We're gonna talk about a lot more stuff later once it hits my Cash App, because apparently Travis gets all the good stuff.
Yeah, and there's one thing I want to clarify. Just because you send me a bunch of money on Cash App does not mean that I am going to blow your product up the whole time that I am on this show, okay? I do not want anyone to think that I am for sale at such an outrageously low amount. But Primal Beef Jerky, I will tell you that $1,500 is exactly the max amount of money that I am allowed to be Cash App in a 24-hour period. And I know that they hit that number today, baby. So I'll find out tomorrow if, in fact, I have to split that money with you, Artem, or if you'll get your own Cash App, or maybe that you negotiated even more money.
It's all good, Travis. You asked the right questions, so we all good. By the way, guys, I'm not as humble and as less sellable as Travis. Feel free to hit me up with more offers. We can make it work.
Yeah, for the most part, it's not going to be worth it. I'm not the type of guy that's going to jump around every time someone sends me $1,500 on Cash App. Okay, I'm not just going to sell out to Primal Beef Jerky and make sure that they know how important they are. They're just they're one of one sponsor so far, Primal Beef Jerky. All right, let's go on with the show, Art.
All right, a couple of super chats. We're glad to have Todd back. Thank God I got a notification on my phone, so I didn't miss America's favorite arm wrestlers. I love Brzenk, but I think right now Todd wins. Another 5 pounds. Shout out to Todd, Travis, and Artem. Guest lineups are great. Is Devon next? Ooh, Devon asked for $3,000, so we don't know if a couple more super chats we're gonna get Devon. And the last but not least, $5 super chat from Michael Moreno. Todd, here's a few bucks to cover a sweat rack in the Thanksgiving land. You're killing it, representing the red, white, and blue. Thank you, sir. I'm sure Todd appreciates it. Also, Todd, we have some T-shirts that you're gonna Travis is going to ship out. We just want you to confirm that you indeed signed those things.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
You guys can get those for $50 super chat, and I am gonna read them, and Travis is going to send you them. Travis, we good.
I'm gonna try to send them. I'm gonna try to get them out there.
I'll stand for that. I'll stand for that. You guys do it.
Yeah. All right. So Todd, I think before we lost you there for a while, we were more or less discussing the fact that typically under normal circumstances, this match could be a potential problem. In my opinion, this guy is better than Zoloff. Do you agree, disagree?
It's once you get at this level, everybody's like better in a different way. But yeah, I would rather pull Zoloff than this guy if I was given the choice.
Right. So you'd rather pull Zoloff, guy that just whacks that ass, what, 3-4 months ago. But in my opinion, you were so straight. You were such a gentleman. And I feel like that if you give him the Corey West treatment and you hog the middle, you make sure that your pinky is a little more in there than that index finger, that you are, I mean, just your arm strength compared to Zoloff. And I'm saying Zoloff, I don't even know if that's the right word. But yeah, that's just, some anti-anxiety medicine that just about every ex-girlfriend ever had is on, right? But is that his name, Artem, or no? You're
Zoloff. It's Z-O-L-O-E-V.
Hey, I was exactly perfect. Zoloff it is. Okay. I thought I was way off. Okay. So I see your arm strength compared to his. It's not even close. It's like, it's not comparable. There's no chance it's going to happen. And the only way that, or at least if I'm you and I'm trying to win this match, and I understand that Ingen has relaxed slightly on how quick he is to foul every single small movement, then if I'm you, I'm getting 2, maybe 3 huge warnings and or fouls because I am taking the center. I am totally Kevin Bongarding this kid, making sure that, we are like not even palm to palm, like we are the meat of our thumbs touching so that there is that huge amount of space on the backside of your pinky that he is going to fall into regardless of when it happens. And then you work on him to the length of time that you feel that his arm is going to go back into that hook for every other round after that. Does any of that resonate and is in your game plan?
It's funny because that's what I was explaining to my co-driver. I said the first round or 2 were going to be ugly such that I can take the next 3 at will. So, yeah. I need to be all wedged up there. So if I lose the hand and stuff, I still don't lose the match. Because strength and endurance are usually I'm usually better on strength and endurance than smaller guys. So, and he's a smaller guy.
How many times have you received a set grip due to the fact that you would not compromise turning your hand, when I guess, is that pronation or is this pronation? What is this? Whatever this is.
This is pronation, and this is pronation. This is supination.
Okay, right. So I have arm wrestled guys that I must get the set grip because their fair grip is them having that complete pronation wrist curl and then doing the rest of us a favor and straightening it out. And so that it just slingshots right the fuck back in there. And me being worried about that, I will go to the set grip because of that. Do you feel that you have been put in set grips because of your wanting to be pronated and your opponent not wanting to be in that game?
Usually, I like set grips because I'm not as fast as I used to be when I was younger. So on a set grip, I see go coming easier. So I usually do whatever it takes to get into a set grip just because I prefer them. Because that whole, when you're all wound up and then going wrist, and go comes out of nowhere, I never hear go in those matches. So I like, hands, thumb. I like knowing when the go's coming. So, yeah, I like set grips just because I can predict when the match is going to start.
So that leads me to my next question then. When you're in the set grip, do you receive fouls for pronating and hooking before go?
Not usually. I usually just get them that they're trying to get me to straighten my wrist. And instead of just folding my wrist up, what I usually do to straighten my wrist is push the whole match left to center, So if they say straighten your wrist, I like to straighten my wrist that way. So as my wrist straightens, they're coming the other way.
Gotcha. Well, if I could offer a slight bit of coaching for this weekend, I'm not sure if you need to hear. Yeah. So if I were you, I would receive one foul because I am turned in a set grip. I am turned in, and I would pick how far I was willing to go, because one thing's for sure, what you don't want to do is take too much too soon and find out you could have taken a little, but now you can't fucking risk it because you already got a foul, or you don't take enough and he's still able to get outside. But if I were you, I would be aggressive. I would get to a set grip. When I step back, I would hog the center, turn in as much as I could, and I would make sure that I find at least one foul. I find a threshold on where that referee is going to allow me to be in that position. And once I sucked his ass in a hook, is there any way that he could beat you in a hook?
I haven't lost too many hook matches. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think I'm going to lose a hook match to somebody who's under 300 and some pounds.
I agree. I just, I keep this old adage that my father told me. He said, Travis, don't ever turn down any woman, and do not arm wrestle foreigners ever. And here's another thing. I just watched the match between Jordan Davis and Dallas Langston. And I'm not 100%, but I think what I saw was during Dallas Langston posing with Jordan from the position that he felt that he could pose forever, Jordan managed as he was sitting there at 10 o'clock, Jordan managed to wind up in there in a real tight, weird cobra, which is what a real lanky guy does anyway. And he ended up finding a spot where he could actually beat Dallas in a hook. So my fear of coaching you and telling you to, once you get his ass in there, just bleed his ass until, for 30, 40 seconds. But I did just see Dallas lose after that. So I am a little worried that this guy being all Georgian and all, that he may actually have some twisted up deep in a hook power there that causes you to have a problem. But, that's just my assessment of the match, and we're fucking rooting crazy for you.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen him win a match in a hook.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
I'm
I mean?
not sure. Yeah, well, right. And like when I watched Dallas and Jordan and I saw him suck him in a hook and then ease him down, I figure that's what's going to happen the next match.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if there is something there from this young man that we're not seeing, or is it lights out once you turn his ass in? And if it is, then it's going to be a good day for Toddzilla.
Yes, I think it's going to be a good day for Toddzilla.
No. So the fact is, he takes your fucking hand, inch from the pad, you slip out, put the strap on, he gets the best bite in the world. You go total fucking retard, broke arm position, fucking sweat everywhere, round one. You're totally cool with that.
I'm totally cool with that.
That's a beautiful thing. I wish that I had that that game plan that I could actually go there. That would be a dream. Artem, you got any super chats before we switch up? I think it's, fucking Todd. Listen, Todd's treating this fucking Georgian like he's fucking Craig Touye or fucking Rob Bagent. I don't know. We can't get anywhere with this.
I don't know. Todd texted me that that's his warm-up match, so you take it from there. It's actually, there's no super chat, but it is funny about you telling him the strategy, because like Todd's way of thinking of arm wrestling is so opposite of yours, because he's out there ready to give away his arm and just go for it, while you're over here trying to do the whole efficiency thing. So this is the conversation I was waiting to hear for quite some time. But yeah, there's no anything crazy in the chat going on, bunch of questions, no super chat, but we are not reading unless it's $1 million. So you feel free to switch to another subject, and you have, my friend, about 16 minutes
total.
16 minutes total for you, Travis.
So you did not pay attention to the 14
minute. Todd disappeared there for a second, so the timeline is all out. You got 15 minutes, split it in half.
Okay, so that makes it quick then. Let's get to Devon Larratt. I think that the entire North America is – no, hold up. Let me just go back to this. Todd, have you ever met Levon, been in the same room with him?
Yeah, I was there in one of the slotties. I think my last slotty, I met him. We were wearing like matching leather jackets, so I called him my little brother, and we hung out after the tournament for about 5 or 6 hours together. I sat with all the Georgians in the hotel lobby, and we were drinking. Now, he wasn't speaking English, but they were translating. But I was like putting my arm around his neck and putting him in headlocks and shit. Yeah, it was a good time.
What year? What year was that?
I'm trying to think. It might have been, I got to go look at my Zloty shirts, 2017 or maybe later. So probably 5-6 years ago.
Gotcha. How do you feel about the arm wrestling community having him in the number one spot? Do you have any feelings that is not accurate?
Oh, no, I think he definitely is in the number one spot. I think when the super heavyweight pulls Dave Chafee inside and pulls Vitali outside and doesn't lose a round, I think you're number one. I think if you go 3 years and do not get pinned, I think you're number one. All right.
Is there anybody, Artem, that you would feel would have a better perspective of Dave Chafee's arm strength and Devon Larratt's arm strength right now? Is there one person that would have a better perspective than Toddzilla?
No, because he trains with Dave and he just pulled Devon, so he's the guy.
Right. Do you feel that you have an assessment of these two human beings at the present time, Toddzilla?
I mean, I know how they pull me. That's the thing. I mean, I get asked this a lot about comparing Devon and Dave and Levon to each other. But when I pull Dave pulls me differently than he would pull Devon. Now, Devon's pulling everybody the same way. But when I had a match with Devon wouldn't pull me like he pulled Matt Mask, for instance. So, Because in the super heavy, as hard as super heavyweights is for me, it's odd for the other guy too, because I'm the shortest guy in that class. So when these super heavyweights start pulling with me, they're not used to a hand as small as mine and an arm as short as mine. So it forces them to drop and open up more. So, but Dave, what's impressive about Dave lately is Dave is developing a pronating finish to his normal hit. So Dave's kind of turning into an outside puller. What Devon did is it's innovative and amazing that he would dedicate this much time to such an unorthodox training method. But I mean, Devon developed a plan for Levon, and he's sticking with it. And if you look at the man, you can tell he is 100% committed. He is asymmetric. He's got this new look about it. His whole shape and symmetry is just off. But I saw him pull for hours. I didn't see him pin anybody, but I didn't see anybody pin him. I saw him put everybody in the same position. And no matter what they tried, he held everybody there at that 10 o'clock position. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to decipher what he's trying to do. But, I mean, will it work? I mean,
yeah, I think the biggest thing is there any reason for us to have more hope if we're looking through your eyes than we would have had 3 months ago when this match was kind of posted?
I think Levon is the favorite, but I think if Devon wins, it's a far larger accomplishment than if Levon wins. I haven't seen Levon in long matches. So we've all seen the same thing. We saw Levon arm wrestle for 3 or 4 years, never lose a round out of what's probably 40 or 50 starts, ready goes. But we never seen Levon in a super long match. So Devon probably sat back. I don't know this. I'm speculating. But if I would have watched all the Levon tapes for the last 3 years and said, okay, he can top roll Vitali, probably the baddest top roll around. He can go inside with Gennady, and he can go inside with Dave Chafee. So the one thing we haven't seen out of Levon is an endurance war. We haven't seen a 2-3 minute, Michael Todd, Jerry Cataract match with Levon. And I mean, I don't know if I would have rolled the dice on it, but I think Devon did. And to hear Devon talk and explain it, he definitely believes it. He's got me convinced that might be a way to go, So I'm starting to think, well, maybe this is something worth doing. But
and can you be more specific on what do you mean? You mean training?
I don't know how public his training is, but if you look at him, his right arm is easily 20% larger than his left. Easy. And Devon used to be the badass left-handed arm wrestler. His right was like not his strong suit. His right arm and hand are easily 20% bigger than his left. And when he starts pulling, it pumps up even more. And he's got ungodly work capacity in that arm. Like I said, and it's static, I mean, when I was pulling him, I tried pushing a couple of different ways. I couldn't roll his hand over. I couldn't drag him out of it. But usually when people set up in a King's move type position, if you can roll them palm up, that King's move thing kind of disappears. I'm not saying Devon's King's movement because he's standing up tall on it. But when I tried to roll Devon palm up, he just fought it. I mean, it was like grabbing a tree. It had a little give to it, but it didn't move. You know what I'm saying? It would nudge, but I was like, I walked away from that going, if I ever have to pull that man, if I get to that position, I'm coming back up the center. You know what I'm saying? I don't, when people were used to struggle with Michael Todd, they'd get Michael Todd in that King's move, and they would camp out inches above that pad and never try nothing new. We're about to find out how clever that Georgian is. Because if he hits that quicksand, that's Devon's sweet spot. If Levon stays there and Devon bleeds him out, it could be a slaughter. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he could skin that boy alive. But if Levon starts popping up and hitting different directions, then we're going to see just how well-rounded Devon stayed. But my estimation of Devon's capabilities went up probably 40 or 50% after pulling him. You know?
Hey, that's all. That's what we're looking for, right? I think that everybody, I mean, and I don't know how you feel about this because you did meet Levon and you guys had your love connection over, I'm sure, 3 bottles of fucking vodka. But unless you are sleeping with Levon, unless you are getting on the motherfucking airplane with Levon, or you are in some sort of a managerial role in Levon's business, you are fucking rooting for Devon Larratt to stop this fucking match, make this big fucking gorilla fucking berserk out, and for Devon to start talking shit. And I mean, if he's on that thing talking about work that, I'm telling you, there's the good news is that the underdog came through and handled his business. The very, very bad news is that Devon Larratt becomes maybe immortal, at least from the social media standpoint. Forget about it.
There's a high likelihood Devon Larratt becomes immortal, in my opinion. You know, when I think back about, you know, when Devon struggled with Michael Todd, right, and couldn't, then when he laid across the table, when he had a plan, when he was going to try to beat that, then he came back and said, I'm going to do something different. And then he just beat Michael Todd in the hand at center. That was like, okay, I'm going to throw away the book I'm reading, and I'm starting to hold them. Arm wrestlers never do that. Arm wrestlers, if their shit does not work, they do the same stuff harder. Devon changed. He said, okay, I'm not doing that no more. I'm starting from fresh. And I really, really hope this works, because this means there's still a lot of innovation and a lot of opportunity left in a sport which is centuries old, for crying out loud. You know what I mean?
Amen. I actually took me about 10 years to do exactly what you are saying to do. I had a 10-year span where I thought that attacking Jerry Cadorette and winning would be to not change up every single thing. And the day that I absolutely changed it up, then it gave me the same confidence that you are saying. And that's what we all need. The strongest guy does not have to win the match every single time. There can be a plan of attack. There can be a use of the people around you, whether it be referees, formats, the weather, geographical location. I do not give a fuck. Whatever it takes to get the job done. Sometimes you find out that, there's all kinds of ways to do something. So that is awesome. And you heard it there, gentlemen, ladies. Devon Larratt's got a chance. He has changed. Because
I think he's got more than a chance. I mean, the strength difference between them is hard to gauge. Because Levon, just Evan's life experiences, he's calm and collected and making life and death decisions under incredible pressure. None of us have to do that unless you've done crap that Devon's done. So I will support, or I will let the marketed guy to come out of those high. None of that stuff's going to bother Devon. You're not going to do a mind game on Devon, whose job it was to go out and kill bad people in bad situations. You know what I mean? Arm wrestling does not compare to stuff Devon does.
Wow, I will tell you this. I don't believe any of that bullshit about Devon's job. Okay. First of all, I don't believe any of that shit, man. I think he was in like the Merchant Marines or something. I don't think he ever saw any real combat. I mean,
well, the
come
Merchant
on.
Marines are getting shot at by pirates in Africa not that long ago, and they don't
Yeah, but
have guns.
yeah,
The pirates
yeah.
have guns, and the Merchant Marines don't.
He wasn't in the top of his class, so he probably didn't see all that action.
Hey, Travis, you have exactly 2 minutes. If you
I
wanna,
got you. Well, we're just gonna have to
I can
continue.
I can
Yeah.
talk too, and we have super chat. I can leave you to go take your class, and I'll take
Yeah, there's
I'm
no
a
doubt.
professional
Yeah.
also.
I want you to make sure that you ask Todd about John Brzenk and a couple questions if you could, but you do not have to. We will continue on. That is actually really great news about Devon. And I think that the world is, I know what. So we just got a couple minutes. So Todd, tell me, how good is the arm wrestling world? How good of a shape is arm wrestling in general through your eyes currently right now? Artem, wake up, Artem. Flip the fucking screen, Artem. Do something.
I'm not. I don't have that
God
power.
damn it. Can you at least hit that button that said, tell me I'm the greatest? Tell me I'm the greatest.
We had WAL post WAL. People are actually trying, and you're seeing folks like Devon completely change things. You know, it's not everybody top rolling and everybody kings moving anymore.
Are you currently under contract with any league right now, and or are you about to embark into the new season of the WAL coming forward?
I haven't heard anything about the WAL, and I'm pretty sure I had one of the longest WL contracts out there. It had to have expired during the COVID season, so I'm pretty sure I'm a free agent.
I got you. Or how do you feel about the WL coming back potentially, and are you game for where it was when you left it last time?
I've only heard rumors about it, and I can't get anybody to give me an honest answer if it's coming back and what shape it's in. So, I have no idea about the WL. As soon as I saw Michael Todd and Devon pull each other, I assumed the WAL died. Because those are two people, and they pulled at Larry. The WAL could have owned arm wrestling if they did what Larry Wheels did and moved it to Dubai. They could have filmed 3 years worth of arm wrestling in 2 months, and owned it. Instead, Engen and Larry Wheels now own arm wrestling.
Nice. Well, there you heard it, gentlemen. Toddzilla, we are going to let you go, or at least I have to let you go. I have to go teach my CrossFit class. My man, listen, the fucking United States is relying on you. You and John Brzenk are what we need to make sure that we are allowed to even have fucking podcasts in the United States. So remember that. Please don't lose.
John and I will not let you down.
All right. I like it.
Todd,
you heard it. Hey, you heard it right there. Todd can't speak for the rest of you fucking bums, but him and John will take care of business. Artem, finish us up. Make sure we let our sponsor, let people know about Primal Beef Jerky, and also got plenty of Toddzilla t-shirts, about 22 in stock. Come get them. We'll talk to you soon. See you, Artem.
Travis, my brother the beast, none of them wants those hands, especially Devon. Vape Daddy's got your back, Travis. I don't know who Vapor Boys are, but they love it.
Hey, that was something from college. I only did that a couple times. See you guys.
All right, Travis, we're gonna let you go. Todd, thank you for having and being here. There had been $5 super chat to help you buy an easier rope to climb.
Screw that, man. I'm gonna start climbing telephone poles between now and when you show up in Ohio. I'm climbing telephone poles out using my legs.
Hey, you hated on my string, so I have to bring my rope. But now I'm just gonna bring you the $5. It actually was £5, so I got that. I'll bring you $5, and you're gonna get your rope comes next Saturday. Question for Todd: do you think Dave can move Devon like in a good way to know what's gonna happen?
And that's what it's hard for me to compare how Dave and Devon would pull each other because they pull me differently.
I like your
right?
answer, yeah.
Devon's hands probably a full 5 inches higher off the table than mine. So when Dave grabs Devon, Dave's arm is now straight up and down. When Dave grabs me, his arm's laying down. Same with Devon. I have no idea how they would pull each other. And I don't pull Dave like Devon would, and I don't pull Devon like Dave would. So I can tell you how they feel relative to me, but I am not an orthodox standard to which to judge other arm wrestlers by.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Yeah, especially at that level when everybody is so crazy strong that styles make so much difference too between all the three people. When you were talking about training, you were breaking up, but I got curious. You mentioned somebody who sounds like a stream of consciousness. Who were you referring to?
Devon. If you watch Devon's seminars from Australia, and the one certainly after, he talks about training is like a mountain and it's a chain. And I think there's a rainbow in there. I don't know. It's like, I have no idea what he's talking about. You don't talk about sets and reps. It's like when you're going up the mountain, you're pulling this part of the chain. And then when you're on this part of the mountain, the rainbow consumes the unicorn. And then we all have a Coke and a smile or some shit. I don't actually know what happened.
Well, when you said stream of consciousness, I'm like, oh fuck, it's a good compliment about me. And then the way you described it, yeah, no, we can leave it to Devon. Hey, not that many people know that this Saturday is your warm-up match, right?
Oh yeah, this is just this is just to go get the kinks out of the elbow before I the other part of Florida.
Yeah, can you please fill those 440 people in about the actual match that's going down while I have the platform?
The actual match, I am taking a Russian and sacrificing him to the arm wrestling gods. I am going to beat him so many different ways. It's going to look like Neapolitan ice cream. I'm going to open up that box and I'm going to whoop his ass, chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla.
Man, I should go because I do have Neapolitan ice cream sandwich bars in my freezer. It's gonna be bad. Oh, my right elbow hurts.
When I get done with you, your grandfather's elbow is gonna hurt.
Well, and he's related to you anyway, so I don't care. Like I ever met my father, Todd. Hey, you better not after pull too much left-handed because I'm coming.
I'm not worried.
What the fuck? Hey, and just out of respect to you, because I understand the warm-up and you have to arm wrestle this guy. Travis flying me out this Saturday to Texas. I'll find some Georgians there to make sure they beat on me right-handed. So out of respect to you, we're going to be equally beat up, right? Because Texas and Turkey is very similar in the, in pullers.
I think so. Yeah, say that in Texas.
Okay, Texas.
I don't know if you've ever been to Texas, so I want you to say that in Texas and then tell me how it goes.
I don't know. I've been to Texas 2 times by now. It's literally steering queer. So I will say that because I hate that fucking state. So I will say
I love Texas. Go Texas. Go Longhorns.
I cannot stand the state of Texas. So this Saturday, I'm going to try to beat on those dudes and tell them that I'd rather be in fucking Turkey. So, all right. They're getting some real views out here. Oh, well, fuck.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
I know. Hold on. I know I transferred the whole podcast to be about myself, like an arrogant person I am. Can you tell us before I let you go, Todd? You and John Brzenk, can we make it happen?
Uh, Several people have reached out. Travis is one. Me and John have talked. When the promoters show up, John's ready for it. I'm ready for it. I just let John handle the negotiation. As a matter of fact, I got to put it, John. I'm going to see promoter's phone number and have John contact him. But there's been 3 or 4 people that have approached us, and it's just a matter about timing and price. And I'll let John handle the money negotiations. But we're both, and it wasn't a match. I was advocating for it. I reached, when John mentioned it, I said, "Are you cool with it?" John goes, "Yeah, we're cool." So in that case, yeah, I'm ready for it, and John's ready for it. So it's just a matter of finding the venue and making sure everything's right and tight.
Well, if this channel does well, the venue can be right here in the next room next to me, as long as you're good.
As long as there's a trailer park there, we'll do it.
Hey, the trailer. Hey, you should see where I'm at currently. We're not that far. We're not
All right,
that far
then.
from shooting and all the good stuff. Well, I need you to be a little bit less polite. And where do you see the match go? Because there are heavy amount of people in comments saying that you're the favorite, and there is a good amount of people saying that John is the favorite. And where do you see? Let me hear that from the source.
I think I was the favorite 6 months ago. I think 6 months ago I was an obvious favorite. But John's an enigma, and he's stepping it back up. I really wish he would stop beating all these people, but I'll tell you what, it's like me and John are out to see who can outdo each other on child abuse, because we just keep thumping little people, young kids. You know what I mean? Me and John, it's gonna be the Child Protective Services match of the century. It's gonna be grumpy old men who are jacked.
and losers have to repay the people that they beat back.
Yeah.
Either retake on those matches or send the money back. Either one.
Right. It'll be like, support your single mothers or something.
This is terrible. But it's cool and it's exciting that's where, at least North American arm wrestling is at, because it was just excited to see you beat him for the first time back in 2000 or whatever it was, those 188 class, finals for, what was it, the Fox, the one that's always being posted everywhere.
Yeah.
That was a great day for you. It was so awesome to watch, because I
probably should have retired that day.
You should have, because you fuck around, you're going to lose to me next Saturday, and it's going to be a bad career.
I'm pretty sure I lose to you. You're going to find yourself in a hole in Ohio, and you ain't getting back home.
Hey, those
so Muddy River boys ain't letting you leave if you beat me. I'm just saying.
Oh, come on now. That's how you people do it in Ohio. We just let the dude rip another guy off for $1,000, and we drove him back to the house. Yeah. I feel like we should host this match in Florida. I will feel safer. You're forcing me to lay down just so I can keep my arm wrestling career. And they already done scheduled me to pull BLN of September.
You'll probably be fine. It's just that you'll get home 2 weeks before your arms do.
Hey, it's all good. As long as I can make it back to work, I'm good. The arm can wait. All right. Well, so it's awesome to hear. And as I said, it's good that you did not end your career back in those days. So now we can rewatch and re-enjoy you guys possibly pull again. If promoter comes through, or if this channel works out. Oh, fuck. Oh, maybe no. Our message fails and you guys just have to face it to make some money back. Who knows? This arm wrestling stuff may not work out for everybody. All right, you guys, before we let Todd go, is there any question? There is a $50 super chat for a t-shirt still going in strong. People hate for me for talking shit about Texas. St. Augustine, Artem, been to St. Augustine. Todd Huthcings been to St. Augustine last year. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome. All right, well, Todd, nobody's coming through with any crazy super matches, and we done covered the main thing that Travis wanted to do is you and John. So that's good to hear that both of you guys are so y'all are not so willing to do that because I know the prices John is spitting out. So
Oh, it's a good price.
it's a good price. I know you guys are not all that friendly and want to make the thing happen because the prices are a little bit pushy. So if you guys want to, knock it down a notch, we can make this match happen a lot faster. But I know Travis is everybody is excited, but Travis is more excited than everyone, I think, about this match. So he will make it happen no matter what, I think. So that's good. It's not that good that Travis is in charge of the money, but it is good that he's want to make it happen because I feel like he can. He definitely can. So, well, thanks, Todd, for being here and making your time on your way to whooping another child's ass. It's amazing that you can find time for everything. And all these 500 people thanking you as well, and I'll be seeing you in 2 weeks actually. So
absolutely, I'm getting you at the airport week from Friday.
Yep, exactly. So that will be awesome. You guys gonna see it on. You guys gonna see my funeral. So, please, Ed and everybody, is everybody still?
It's gonna be the Neapolitan tournament. I'm whipping your ass 3 flavors.
It's awesome. Is everybody still welcome to come? Is it still open practice?
It's a wide open practice. Everybody comes.
Has anybody else signed up for free sample super match?
We got somebody from Peru who says he's coming.
All right, so there's 2 dead bodies.
Yeah, they don't mess around. They dealt with the Aztecs down there, so they're badass.
I'll make sure the Peru guy pulls you first. Hi, honey. Want to say hi to Todd? The camera's over there.
Hey!
He's saying hey, but you're not going to hear it. So.
It's good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you.
You too, Todd. Don't kill him, okay?
Just the elbows.
Just the elbows. I'm so fucked. I need to find
I won't
another
touch
job.
the part you're interested in.
She's not going to touch the part you're interested in.
Okay, perfect. That's all I'm asking.
That's all she's asking. This is weird. Oh my God. Well, all right, Todd. Again, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you. Good luck on your match this Saturday. You probably need luck with the Peru guy. I know you got this Russian dude, so we're all good.
All righty. A week from Friday.
Week from Friday. See you there. Hope to see you at the airport. Thank you, and good luck this Saturday and safe travels.
Bye-bye.
All righty, sir. All righty, fellas. Y'all heard that. Todd is ready. He doesn't sound too concerned about his match this Saturday, and he is ready to party for his birthday practice upcoming Saturday. So, thank you everybody for being here. Once again, I'm not sure who's scheduled next on this podcast, actually, to be honest. I know we might do a live episode with me and Travis in the same room come this weekend. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to pull it off, but that's the goal. And we working on Devon Larratt trying to be here in the next episode. However, with Travis being a host, we may be able to find different people to be on here as well. To where they not necessarily has to be mega super enormous high level. We have to pay them those high fees to be on this podcast. So we're gonna get a lot more people, guys. And Devon is on the list to be next. And again, guys, we can use help with the podcast. If anybody can do anything, y'all send me an email at toproking@gmail.com. Thanks everybody. All the super chats were read this time, and we'll see you the next one.